What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and I'm back at it again. And this time it is Attack on Titan Season 3, Part 2, Episode 9, aka Episode 20, man. And I must say, yes, again, man, it is another depressing episode, man, because some stuff that we seen in this episode was really, like, it wasn't like heartbreaking, but it was like, you know, it really played and tugged on your heartstrings again, man. But before I do that, let's talk about that opening scene, man, where Grisha was talking about the ocean, man. I don't know if anybody else caught that or paid any attention to it. It was absolutely fantastic, man, because that's been the goal for Armin from the get-go, man. That's something that he's been wanting to reach and search for a long time, and like him reading books, you know, and just seeing that. And it was a great picture of like the ocean, man. It was just absolutely fantastic. But let's talk about this episode, man. We finally I'm assuming that this episode finally wraps up that whole flashback and dealing with Grisha's memory and stuff. But we see a lot of stuff that that it kind of answers some of the other questions that I've had now. So now from this episode, I'm assuming, because I'm not a manga reader, that Ymir is like a direct descendant of the first Ymir. Okay, now if that's the case, I don't know. That goes into whole. I'm not gonna touch that, because that's something totally different, man. That's gonna dive into theory territory. But let's talk about some of the other stuff in the episode. We have Grisha talking to the owl, and the owl tells Grisha, man, that, you know, granted, this is what happened, but this is all pretty much your fault. You know what I mean? If you hadn't ran past the gates without the pass and stuff and brought your sister there, she would have never died. We would have never went to your house, and I would have never saw the hate and rage in your eyes and knew that you could have been the one to pretty much take over my Titan and have and set revenge for our people. This and the same thing goes for the owl. Somebody set him in motion to all this. Dude, this is so deep with this stuff for the Attack on Titan, man. Like, it is crazy how deep and how far and how twisted this stuff goes when it goes to like a simple story. Like any other anime, it would have been this. Well, I seen that you had rage in your eyes from what happened to your sister, so I'm gonna train you to, you know, blah 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 blah. But it didn't say that, man. Dude was like, you know, this was all set in motion. This was something you done. This is what happened. But I just don't know, man. That was hardcore, man. That was very hardcore. But we see some more. We get to see some more. We find out more information about the Titans. Now, somebody commented on my last video and told me that there was 9 specific Titans that you know, had the powers directly descended from under the founding Titan Ymir. So we got the 9 Titans. Oh, I can't remember the names. Hold on, I got their names like right here. I had those loaded. The founding Titans. Okay. They had the names, but there's 9 of them, and we find out that the owl is the same one that Eren has now, which is the one that. So we know that Grisha, and even the owl said it, you have to eat me, but that Grisha eats the owl and Eren eats Grisha in the end. But what I want to touch on was that Grisha he said he wasn't going to do the same thing that he did with Zeke, but he kinda did though. Just now, granted, with that, Eren set that up himself because he didn't have to follow his dad out there into the woods. But okay, these are the 9. I think it's 9 Titans. We have the founding Titan, which is Eren, and which is, we learned this episode is what the owl is, the assailant Titan, or I don't know where I watched it. It was kind of like the translation was a little off, so I'm gonna have to watch it again later. But He's the Assailant Titan and the Founding Titan. The Beast Titan, which is Zeke, and he has like 1/3 royal blood. The Female Titan, I think it's 1/3 or half or something. Anyway, he has royal blood. We have the Female Titan, which was Annie. The Jaw Titan, which was Ymir. The Attack Titan, or the Assailant Titan, which is Eren, along with the Founding Titan. The Colossal Titan, which is now Armin. The Armored Titan, which is Rainer. And the Cart Titan. Oh, yeah! The one that's on all fours that helped Zeke out. Okay, so he's one of the Founding Titans. Okay. One of the 9. I didn't know that. The Cart Titan is one of the 9 specific Titans. Oh, I can't wait to see who they are, like, when they're not in Titan form. But, okay, with all that revelation, we know now that, dude, before I get into that, I wanted to be a Titan. Like, I really, I know I can't, but, like, if I was in the anime, and well, shoot me up with the, since, like, pretty much the whole city itself is, they're descendants of Eldora or Eldria, or however you want to say it. So, they could all pretty much become Titans with the serum. But I would have, chose to become a Titan. But, dude, I am so thankful. Well, I keep saying, I'm in the anime. That I decided I'm not a Titan, man. Because, dude, Titans die in 13 years. No matter how cool or fun it is to transform. 13 years, dude. That's not a long time when you think about it, man. Eren has a little less than 8 years left. Armin has his whole 13 because, he just recently transformed. But 13 years and that's it. I mean, you die. So you have to pass your power on and let somebody eat you so you can live on through their memories. Or you just die in general and you then kind of like the power itself kind of just jumps to the next available baby Eldarian or Eldrian or whatever you want to call it. So I found that very interesting, but also at the same time it was very upsetting at the same time. I don't know but I guess you needed something like that to have a drawback. I mean, if that's the case, then I know Titans wasn't gonna live forever, but I was thinking, maybe they would live to an older age, to a certain specific age. But so only 13 years. But you know what though? Hasn't it been past 13? You know what? I was just questioning it. Hasn't it been 13 years since some of those other Titans been transformed? And that's possibly true. But I'm assuming that the 13 years is only for the specific Titans, the strong Titans, the 9. I think that's what it's only part of the 9 Titans that has that 13 years. I don't think it's like the others that's crazy and they don't have any kind of sense and they can't think. So I don't think it's those. I think it's the special Titans that only have 13 years. But all of that pretty much revolves around the same thing. But then we get the letter from Ymir to Historia, and it's going on and on, saying, some stuff. But then she, right there at the end, she tells her, well, I wish I could have married you. But, okay, yeah, sure, cool. I didn't know their relationship was like that. I knew they had a relationship, and I knew they had a bond, but I didn't know it was to where I wish I could have married you, But then she touched the paper. Now, I'm so confused because when she touched the paper, she had a revelation or flash forward or premonition type that you get. Excuse me. That you get when when you're thinking, when you're and it shows the shock, when they transform into a Titan. How did the paper do that? And how did Ymir get the paper to do that? And then it showed some weird stuff, man. I had to slow it down and rewatch it again. But it showed some weird stuff in that little whole thing. But that is not what I want to talk about, man. What I wanted to talk about was the moment Eren realized in the courtroom or the trial or whatever that they assume that Eren can just, well, with the power of Eren, we may be able to control the other Titans. But that's not the case. We know different, and Eren knows different. That he controlled someone of royal blood, because the Titan that he hit and killed, or he punched and was like he was mad at, was the same one that killed his mother. And now we know that the same one that killed his mother is Grisha's first wife, and also of royal blood. Now Eren realizes this and thinks about it and was like, oh no, I can't control the Titans. But if someone that's of royal blood touch it, and I touch them, I could control the Titans. That is, oh, dude, that is heavy when you think about it. Now, the only thing about that is, I totally agree with Eren. I don't think he should have told either way. I don't think he should have told, because they just now accepted Historia as queen. But how fast would they have changed and was like, let's make Historia a Titan so we can use her and Eren to control the other Titans. Smart thinking, Eren. But the only thing about this whole thing is what I've come to the conclusion as a watcher, and just overall hearing everything else. There are no good people in this show. Like power wise, like for each city and kingdom itself, there are no good people. Zeke's country and Reiner and them, they want Eren and Historia and the power to control the Titans to come and just wipe out the others, because they're from the very first king and the controlling and everything, and he don't, and they, because he doesn't attack or fight or anything, and they just want to come and destroy all those people. But those people are your people. You're killing the same people that you now. And I'm assuming that this could just entirely be that Zeke has, like, he's just like lost his mind and he's really completely for these other people, or it's that it's he's working a double spot. I really don't know, but there's no good people in this, man. Even the Aaron's them kingdom, they don't. I don't know, man. The way that everything's going, I could see that this is going to turn out to an all-out war. I'm like, when they was done the flashback of like old Titan war, maybe like 400 years ago, I can see a war happening now, just an all-out war. There's not going to be anything to stop this, man. This is going to be an all-out war, because there's no good people. There's nothing special about any of these people, man. They're all horrible people, and they're showing good qualities and traits now. But I guarantee you, if they were to learn what Eren knows about, like, him touching Historia, they would easily and just as quick turn Historia into a Titan. That's what I think. That's just me. But that pretty much is all that happened this episode, man. But I will say, before I end the video, when the owl was telling Grisha, go to this other country. I mean, well, go to the other kingdom, and when you get there, you know, live your life, get acquainted with the people, become friends with them, and find you another wife. And he was like, what? No, there's only be old girl. She's the only one for me. I can't marry anybody else. And then, all of a sudden, the owl says, you have to protect Armin and Mikasa. Say what now? Dude, that is Eren's memories running into all of those. But the main thing I want to say was, I really feel like, after learning everything that he's learned and seeing all of this horrible stuff happen to his dad and everything, Eren is a different person. Eren's not the little nice guy that they want anymore. He's not that dude. He's not that, oh, I want revenge. He's going to see things in a different light now. But that's just my opinion, man. And this video is way longer than what I wanted it to be. But this is your boy, Nick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button. till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. Subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.